This is going to be a fun one. These are dynasty trades that you guys are making out there. It can go win you your league. You can look at these trades, 10 trades today, and you'll see how to analyze what trade should I be sending to my league mates. If my league mates send me these trades, should I be accepting? And also just what are the value of the players out there on the dynasty landscape? 10 trades. If you want a trade featured in these videos, we'll make more of them. Comment your trade question down below. And we'll see you in the next one. Also join the Patreon. The Patreon, we have the best advice out there, man. Big buy, hold, sell board full of updating advice for all 200 top dynasty assets out there. Name number one. It ain't a name, it's a trade. And the first trade question we have coming in, it involves some rookie draft picks. So you have to have an overarching knowledge and picture of what the 2026 draft class looks like, as well as potentially 2027. First trade is Michael Pittman Jr. You know, I like making these names. We got Scam Darnold, we got Scamera, we got Spitman. All the players that are just inconsistent, bro. Like, it's funny how all the names. It's just Michael Pittman, great player. I think he's super tough. This guy played through a broken back, don't you forget. Problem is, this back ain't getting fixed, man. Like, he is inconsistent. We had a great 3-year span from 21 to 23. Take a look at 24, 25. It's not great. With Indiana Jones, he was playing pretty well. He was averaging actually 17, 18 points per game. I do think that with Indiana Jones coming back, there's going to be a bit of a, you're going to have to be patient here. Usually the injury that Daniel Jones had, it takes about a year until we see full recovery. So, like, next year he'll probably play worse. He will play worse. And then the year after, he'll be back to full strength, assuming everything goes to plan. Pittman also is in a weird contract situation where he is very expensive. There's rumors out there this guy might not even be back with Indianapolis. But the trade is Pittman and the 112 in 2026. So the 12th pick there for Breece Hall and the 212. So let's just do Breece Hall and Pittman. So obviously there's a big gap in value between Breece Hall and Michael Pittman Jr. On my buy, hold, sell list for Patreon members, join the Patreon and Discord link below. Breece Hall, I have him as a buy. I think I have him as a 6 out of 10 level buy as well. I think Breece Hall might get franchise tagged by the Jets. I know a lot of people are saying Breece Hall might find a different landing spot. I don't think so. I think they're going to tag him and keep him, which isn't great, but it'll probably only be a short-term deal. He's a young player. He had a down year in 2025, but I do expect him to be back up to that 14, 15 point per game average once he gets out of purgatory, of course, of the Jets dumpster fire organization. With that said, Breece Hall is a lot better than Pittman in my eyes. Now, running back versus wide receiver, it's not that big of a debate considering the age gap. Now, that's the first part of how I evaluate the trade is the age and the players. Then I look at the assets. You have Breece Hall, and you're sending the 212 along with Breece Hall. It's garbage. The 212 is garbage, bro. Like, when I'm telling you that this year's second round and third round draft picks are worthless, they are. Like, the main thing I'm doing in all my leagues is trading those away. I just traded them away. I traded away Camara and then 2 seconds and a third in this year's draft for Shuck. And it's the best draft. I feel great about it. You might say, oh, it's too much. I feel great about it. You know, late second round this year, dart throws. Absolute dart throws. It's not going to be comparable to last year's draft class. Like, Katron Allen is an example of a name. I mean, everyone's going back to school. Like, things are grim. I mean, I got all of the rookie draft research I got right here next to me. And, like, the names that you're going to see, like, you're going to laugh and laugh. Wide receivers. You want a wide receiver? Like, you're not getting Boston. He's going to be round 1. Casey Concepcion, round 1. Like, oh my goodness. Like, Nick Harbor, I'm not really excited about taking him in round 2. Omar Cooper, Jeremy Bernard. It's not a good, deep draft class. So the 212 is worthless. So in my eyes, you're really just hitting Breece Hall with the cherry on top. The cherry's not even, like, edible. It's like a trap. And then the 112. So Pittman and a 112 for Breece. I think that whoever is getting Breece Hall in this trade wins. Because you're sending Pittman, who I don't think is great. The outlook's not huge. And he's a declining in value asset. And the 112, where the 112 is good. Like, it's good. But, like, the 112 is like a typical 206 is where I would do it in terms of ranking this year's class of value versus previous years. The real value gap happens after around pick 107 in rookie drafts this year. The 112 is not good. Like, you're still looking at, like, one of these fringe wide receivers that you don't know. It's a true dart throw. So I think that getting Breece Hall here actually wins this trade. Second trade is for one of the best to own currently dynasty assets, Drake Maye. So we have Drake Maye and the 202 for Lamar and Breece. Breece Hall, popular item. I like to see it. We're trying to buy him. Now, in this case, it's just too expensive. It's very simple. So Breece Hall, we already talked about his situation, but Lamar Jackson, the real thing you need to know about Lamar Jackson is I'm actually out on him. I have him on my sell list. He's getting older, and he can't stay healthy. Every single year we see him miss time. Not too much time to be noticeable, but when Lamar is healthy, he is good. He's going to be above 20 points per game. It doesn't matter that the Ravens are a run-first team, but now with the coaching volatility, I'm a little bit out. Maybe a fading Derrick Henry actually helps the Ravens' passing attack and volume heading into the future. Lamar's going to be a heck of a dynasty asset, but I think that we're going to see him lose some of that rushing upside over the next 4 or 5 years. With that said, I like trading him away at this current value. Trade him now while you can. And let me tell you this, whoever has Drake Maye in this deal is winning. I think the exact question was which side's better. Drake Maye and the 202 is better. The 202, it's an early second, so I think that there's a chance that whoever's receiving that, it's basically a trap. Don't be deceived in thinking the 202 last year was a guy like Cam Scatabo or Luther Burden. That ain't happening this year, bro. Those guys would be the 107 this year or more, 106. So I really like the Drake Maye side of this. And if you have Drake Maye, do not trade him for this value. Drake Maye is on my sell list. I am all for trading him now. We only have 1 year of 20 plus points per game from Drake Maye. He's very young, I get it, but we just saw Jaden Daniels have a bad year. Daniels is on my sell list too. Drake Maye, when you're trading the number one asset, it's a foundational piece, the cornerstone player. You can get a haul. And Lamar, not the guy I want to be getting as part of my haul. And then Breece, it's just not enough of a haul for me to be sending Drake Maye as much as I am for selling him. The 201 for Alec Pierce. So we have Alec Pierce as a soft buy. And the thing I'll say about Alec Pierce, there's unknown stuff about the quarterback situation with Indiana. It's assumed that he'll be back. It's assumed he'll be healthy. But how healthy will he actually be? Will there be any gaps in talent and performance? And then you have Josh Downs, who faded over 2025, which is good for Pierce. He kind of developed into that number 2 player. He was getting a lot of looks and a lot of deep balls, specifically like usual, from Daniel Jones. He also played well with Phillip Rivers, surprisingly. Best year of his career by far. He was out there for all of the snaps. He was the number 2 receiver in my eyes. And then if Pittman leaves, Pierce is in a good spot. People are saying that the Colts might not even bring Pierce back. A lot of uncertainty here for a guy that's 26 years old. The 201 is also, it's worthless. But Alec Pierce, I really think he's more of a best ball player. If I am the person sending that second, first overall pick in the second round, I think Alec Pierce is worth that. It's worth it in theory. But I'm still trying to use that as trade bait to get a bigger fish on the line. That's my breakdown of that deal. Another straight up trade right here, the 201 for Jaden Higgins. Now you scroll up a little bit, Higgins is ranked higher than Pierce, and I think that's fair. I think Higgins has more upside. He's obviously younger. And I think you hear about year 2 wide receiver breakouts all the time. And I'm kind of in on that happening for Jaden Higgins. 8 points per game, okay, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm out on Nico Collins. Honestly, I'm out on the Texans as a whole. The Texans' O-line is why this offense is bad and why Stroud plays bad. The Texans' O-line gets that guy killed. But Higgins really came on pretty solidly towards the second half of the year. Multi-stretch game, averaging about 7 targets per game. Some inefficiency. He's a big guy. He reminds me of Nico Collins, except he's 23, doesn't have the injury history. And I really think he's going to turn into the number 2 option here in this Texans offense. And when Collins misses time, wham, oh bam, oh thank you ma'am, Higgins will be solid. So I think Higgins for the 201, I'd be more inclined to do this move than for Alec Pierce. But again, I'm still trying to reel in a bigger fish and see what else I can pull in. But it's relatively fair. But personally, I think this is a move I would consider doing. Now, if I do have Jaden Higgins on my buy list. I'm looking to send more like a 203, a 203, a 204. But the 201, I do think is a move you can make pretty safely. I like it. Jameson Williams for Egbuka. The exact question here is who's better? Now, Jameson Williams, he will give you weeks where he scores 20 plus points. It's a guarantee. But he's also going to give you weeks where he puts up 3 points. There's also the fact that this guy, he was injured, he was gambling, he was strapped up in his car, not with the seatbelt. So there's some off-field concerns for Jameson as well. Haven't seen an immaculate, 15 plus point per game season from him. And then Egbuka, This guy, insane. The best season of all time for the first couple of weeks. Second half of the year, this guy was trash. Absolutely terrible. I mean, this guy is a buy target. Like, he's ranked too high, which is weird. But he's a buy target because I think emotionally, I think the rankings, they're not wrong. Like, the ranking isn't necessarily wrong. It's a little bit high. But I think people are not in line with these rankings. Like, he screwed your team the second half of the year. Now, it's a simple answer. Egbuka is better than Jameson Williams. There's more upside. There's less competition. I think he has a chance to develop into the actual one here with Baker, whereas Jameson is just not going to surpass Amon-Ra. And I think Tesla, honestly, is coming for a sizable role as well in the near-term future. Brian Thomas Jr. The comments got feisty around this one. So we all know I'm in on Brian Thomas Jr. as a buy. I've been saying all year, send a late first for BTJ. Somebody, was asking, a 107 for Brian Thomas Jr. is not doable. We had comments back saying that somebody had sent a 110 for BTJ. The deal got done, and that's great. What's the earliest I've been willing to send this year? It would be the 107. The 107 is where I start seeing the pretty big cliff in value. I think Brian Thomas Jr. for the 107 is a deal that I would be comfortable doing. The 106 and earlier, 106 is fine. You're probably going to have a guy like Sadiq or maybe your first choice out of Coleman and Jadarian Price. Maybe you hold on to it then. But really, I'm looking for 107 and later to send for BTJ. But this is a deal that I am definitely doing and targeting. Oronde Gadsden, there was some contention in the comments around him as well, whether or not Gadsden is worth a second-round pick and where in the second round that pick would be. Some people were even saying they would send a first-round pick for him. Sending a first-round pick for Gadsden is too aggressive, although I do think Gadsden, compared to a guy like Kenyon Sadiq or even Stowers, I think it is a true comparison, so the value gap is definitely, I understand it. But if you can send a second-round pick for Oronde Gadsden, even if it's like, I'm talking 201, 202, 203, that's where you're in the money, man. Like, even the 112. The 112 for Gadsden is not bad. He's on my buy list for sure. You have Mike McDaniels coming in. Mike McDaniels turned Darren Waller from a rapper into rapping in the end zone, gifts of the ball back to the referee, bam, touchdown, 6 points on the board. So Oronde Gadsden, he's in a good spot. He had the breakout, faded heavily. Is Keenan Allen coming back? I don't know personally. And the Chargers are going to be a solid offense for the future. And Herbert has his young tight end. So I am in on Gadsden for a second-round pick. Straight up question, Sam LaPorta or Harold Fannon Jr.? This one's interesting, guys, because they're ranked back-to-back here in the Flock Fantasy rankings. Actually, not quite. You have Fannon, then you have Kraft and LaPorta. So yeah, I do think this is fair. I do think Fannon is the better option of the two. Strictly based on age, I think Sam LaPorta is a great buy opportunity, but I wouldn't be giving up the young, promising tight end of Fannon, who just played with Gabriel, Flacco, and Shador. I think he has a bright future ahead. Scam LaPorta. He might have scammed you a little bit last year with the injury, for sure, but keep in mind, this guy averages double digits every single year. He's still relatively young. He's going to be, 26, and he is going to earn targets in this Lions offense and Lions system. He will be involved. I like Sam LaPorta as a buy, but Fannon is just too much of a price to give up. Final one of the video. This one's truly tough. It's going to be Ricky Pearsall or Kyren Williams. You got Ricky coming in at number 83, and you got Kyren coming in at number 49. And honestly, it's closer than you might think for me. It definitely leans to Kyren. I'll tell you why. Kyren has the 3-year extension, 2 years left on that now. People are fading Kyren Williams just because of the name. He's not necessarily like explosive. It's really production. Like, it's production over hype for Kyren Williams, but he's giving you the production, receiving wise and rushing wise. Blake Corum, everyone says he's a pest. Jarquez Hunter, pest. Who cares, bro? Look at Kyren. Kyren's out there 70% of the time. He's getting all the points. 16 point per game average. I like to see that. Ricky Pearsall, the only thing that makes me hesitate here is like Kyren for Ricky and something would be good. But just for Ricky alone, like, it's not even comparable. 8 points per game, plays 11 games. 9 points per game, plays 9 games. The production just isn't comparable for me. Now, the upside on Ricky Pearsall, I think Ricky Pearsall could be a 15 point per game player. Will we ever know? Because this guy cannot stay healthy, right? That's the big concern here with Ricky. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of Ricky Pearsall's targeting just for the injury history here. Obviously, he couldn't help what happened to him in his rookie year, but then in 2025, it was just very injury plagued. We haven't seen the talent here. He's 25 years old. He's actually the same age as Kyren Williams. And I'm sticking with Kyren in that scenario. So these were, I think, it was a 9-10 Dynasty trades that we evaluated, we broke down. Hopefully, it gives you a bit of an insight into how to evaluate trades. And you can hopefully apply this to your league and specific situation. Drop your comments down below of trade questions. Be featured in the next one. See you boys there.